It's the Skinny and Hooli Show.
Some of the big movies, what are some of the movies that our listeners would know about that have kind of made Chicago famous?
Well, most recently, The Dark Knight. In fact, that was huge in terms of what it meant for Chicago as a destination for big blockbuster movies. And even though it was all Gotham City, in fact, our counterparts in New York were all cranked off because it's like, hey, how did you get Batman? I mean, it's Gotham City, it's New York. It's like, sorry, pal.
Yeah.
They didn't have
Lower Wacker.
They didn't have Lower Wacker Drive. Well, you know what they didn't. What we did have is we had an ally in the director, a guy by the name of Chris Nolan, who originally was from Chicago.
Oh, that's great.
He grew up in Chicago, and his recollections of Lower Wacker Drive and LaSalle Street in the financial district and the look of Chicago fit his vision of what Gotham City should be all about. And he always had a dream as a kid of making movies. He used to make little student films in his backyard with his brother, and his brother is now his teammate, his writer for all of his films. And his dream as a kid was to make big movies in Chicago, and he surely
did. He
got there in the beginning of April 1967, and well, I just celebrated my 43rd year.
Holy cow.
Long haul.
You know what? It's a great. What you do now is a great segment because you're like the neighborhood guy who meets the interesting people and the quirky characters, and it's got to be a great beat that will be working. You know,
it's my job. I mean, that's truly. I mean, just finding interesting people doing interesting stuff, and well, it's been fun. Face it. I mean, what a racket. You know.
Yeah.
Started the Saturday Night Live. You know, when the people see it. I had so many phone calls from all over the United States.
Yeah.
You know, I had people call, send letters, send all that, and people come over to see the Billy Goat. They said, "We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you."
Oh, they want to hear you say.
The fried chips.
Jesse, one of the questions that I was thinking, what is now part of the program is Operation Clean Slate or something like that?
Yes, actually, Clean Slate is our social enterprise, and we started Clean Slate in June of 2005. And prior to June of 2005, we did not accept individuals with extensive criminal background history.
Oh yeah.
Not that we didn't want to help these individuals and understand that there's a big portion of the population that needed assistance, but we did not have the employment partners to place individuals.
Who would take guys with
the
election of Kelly is great because they had to change the whole legislature.
Well, the party bosses, when Cermak died, wanted to elect Ed Kelly. Ed Kelly had been the head of the Chicago Park District. Actually, it wasn't the Chicago Park District in those days, it was the South Parks. There were 3 separate park agencies, the South Parks, the West Parks, and the Lincoln Park boards. But Ed Kelly was the chief engineer of the Metropolitan Sanitary District and the president of the Board of Commissioners of the South Parks. It was he who saved the Museum of Science and Industry.
Was out walking his dog.
It was
Superintendent Phil Klein at that time. Now retired superintendent.
Right.
Did he live over there?
He did, yes.
Okay.
So he was out walking the dog and said, "Hey, Rhonda and Tony, why don't you guys are runners, why don't you put together a little run for the police memorial and raise some money?" So.
And where is the police memorial?
It is at just east of Soldier Field, right off Waldron. And at that time, it was just a bunch of like seedling sapling trees. And there was a gold star, like a marble or granite star on the ground, and a flag with the gold star and the American flag on there. And, you know, the superintendent at the time had a dream to create the finest law enforcement agency in the country. Law enforcement agency, that too, but law enforcement memorial in the country. Along with some other people and businesses, they were able to get that started. And so we started this huge fundraising effort. And I think what Phil had thought was that we were just going to get 10 of our friends, everyone chip in $20, run from headquarters to the memorial, and like 3 miles, and barbecue, and raise $200. And the first year we had 1,200 runners, and that was much in part thanks to Carrie Pinkowski.
it inspires you to start running marathons, you know, inspires survivors to get in the gym, to live healthier lifestyles, because we all realize you got to prepare when the bell rings.
Yeah.
You never know with cancer when it's going to happen, but what can we all do out there to eat healthy, to not smoke, to not do drugs, to be healthy, and to take care of our bodies, because when you do get diagnosed, if that does happen, there's no time to train then. You got to be in good shape at that point.
Not only that, though, it's important to have some sort of an emotional support, someone to meet someone who did it, who beat it, so you have hope.
Exactly.
You don't feel hopeless.
We're all about hope and empathy.
Yeah.
You know, what we see is that someone calls us in Kansas with leiomyosarcoma. There's maybe, I don't know, a couple hundred cases a year, such a rare cancer. And we introduce them to someone who lives in Florida, who's their age and beat leiomyosarcoma, and is 5 years out. All of a sudden, it's proven that there's hope. You're proving to them someone did it in the same situation.
Now, how do you put them together? I mean, what if, like, some guy has cancer but he doesn't have the dough to go visit somebody in Florida or whatever?
Well, it's totally free, of course, everything we do. We are a non-profit. Everything's free. We even have donated calling cards, so we can give them free calling cards. They can call each other for free. They can Skype each other.
I want to work in Ireland, and that's why.
Now, Bobby, you have anything to add to that about the economy and how things are going over in Ireland right now?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I suppose the economy is badly managed. I don't want to sound political now. It's something that we're going to have to get out of, because we had a booming economy for years, but you know, the money was squandered. Like Derry said there, we're just going to have to get it going again, and nobody can do it. We're going to have to do it for ourselves, and you know, I think that's why we're over here on this weekend. And just by the way, you were saying about the links between Chicago and Ireland, it's probably the flip side of the coin. That's now we've got a Chicago Mayor Kerry. Normally you would have an Irish Mayor in Chicago. So, you know, it's
very good.
Probably good to see that now. So
that's excellent. And if you guys do figure out the economy, maybe you could stop on the way back
and hit Washington.
And
tell them.
Give those guys that have everything so screwed up, give them a few tips.
Your love and your perfect plan. You gave me my ears. I can hear your voice so clear. I can hear the cries of sinners, but can I wipe away their tears? Lord, I'm available to you. My will I give.
In schools, if a school comes to us, if they go to our website, ouramericanvoice.org, and access it and call us, we'll talk to them about how they can fund this. We'll even talk to after-school programs, because this is a wonderful after-school program, and it's not just for schools, it's for the Boys and Girls Clubs. Anybody who wants to run a quality after-school program, we can help them put this in their community. We can't totally fund it, but we can help them secure funding, both privately and through other mechanisms.
Tell me a little bit about Katrina. Now, you got very involved with that, Hurricane Katrina, and the people in
New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, you know, after Katrina, there was so many people stepping up, especially in the music community. We were doing things at Old Town School of Music. They were doing all of these different benefits and everything, and I just happened to get in on most of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah, the musical community really stepped up.
Right.
Katrina,
You know,
it was such a terrible tragedy.
Now, is that kind of where Walk a Mile in My Shoes came? You know, it came out of that, or?
Well, you know, now I'm also a part of the country and western community here in Chicago. You know, John Langford and all the guys, John Rice.
Lonnie, what's his name? Lonnie Brooks.
No. I mean real country and western.
Okay.
Yeah, real country. Lonnie wears the cowboy hat.
He wears the cowboy hat. That's why I said that. I saw him with the cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
Gerald.
No, but I mean the real country and western community. You know, and so that's where, you know, that song came from, because there's two versions of it.
Yeah.
You know, and as you know, the song, they did all these rock acts, and we recorded the song, and we wanted to, some friends of mine, that like Pam and folks like that, they started playing the record, you know, and we said, okay, let's do it as a single, you know, and we couldn't get the people interested in it, so we went back and recorded it again and got a Grammy nomination.
Oh, that's great. Hey, when you record, do you record in the city of Chicago?
Yeah, do you have a studio?
Yeah, I have a studio.
Right, right.
Is that right at your house? Or where you live?
You can call it a house, but everything is there, you know.